Children of single mothers, what is the most heroic thing your mother has done for you? My mom pulled me out of a daycare on the spot one day when I was 3 years old, back in North Carolina. I had been in that daycare for at least half a year with no issue, until one day, mom came to pick me up and she could tell I had been crying. She said I had that sort of face where it was clear I had been crying for hours. Mom asked the teacher in my class why I had been crying, and was told that I had been fine all day. As it's an isolated incident at this point, mom lets it go and takes me home. When we got home though, I started crying again. Heavy crying, for hours, until I passed out. I can't even imagine what must have been going through her mind. I was 3, so I could speak, but I was unable to properly articulate what was upsetting me. The next day, mom came after work to pick me up from daycare, the same thing. I'd clearly been crying for hours and my class teacher had no knowledge or account of it. She then goes to the daycare's director to talk about what's going on with me, and is told she's fine when she's here. It must be something going on at home. Here's the thing. The director was a friend of my grandmother, and the director's daughter was a good friend of my mom in high school. Due to that, mom was inclined to trust her, and it all fed right into her insecurities and guilt as a single, working parent. So for the next several weeks, the same thing is happening every day, and mom is sick with worry and guilt about whatever it could be that is clearly traumatizing me. I don't know what specifically got her suspicious, maybe one of her gut feelings, but she finally came up with a plan. She was close by at work and decided to call the daycare on her lunch break to check on me. She was told I was doing well, of course. Then, right after she got off the phone, she showed up to see for herself. In daycare centers, you're supposed to go through some form of check-in process for security reasons. Instead, my mom bypassed all of that, looking for me in the classroom for 3-year-olds, and couldn't find me anywhere. Another college-aged teacher at the daycare saw her, immediately brought me to her, and then told her what was really going on. Apparently, the 2-year-old class had been very small that year, with just 3 kids. 2 black boys and a white girl named Harley. Harley's parents were also family friends of the director, and they did not want their child to have only 2 black boys as playmates. With the 3-year class at full capacity, the director decided to switch students to accommodate them. My mom was an attractive blonde in her late 20s, a waitress at a sports bar, hellion in high school, and a single parent of a love child with an absent father. For whatever reason, the director decided mom must have been low down and uninvolved or otherwise careless and negligent as a parent. She must have been too caught up in her own life to really care about parenting, and so she singled me out for the switch to the other classroom. Each day, the staff would wait until Harley and I both arrived and then they would put us in each other's classrooms. I didn't understand why I was being taken away from my friends, and I would cry. Instead of correcting their decision or otherwise finding a way to calm me down or soothe me, I was placed in a storage closet. For hours, sometimes all day. Naturally, I was pulled out that day and never returned. It gets grimier though. The director, of course, appeared just in time to money grub, claiming that my mom still owed next week's fee, even though I would not be returning. She went on for some time, even after mom told her she knew what they had done to me. Finally, mom looks at her and says, "You know what? You want your money so bad, I'll give it to you. And when I do, I'm going to shove it so far up your butt that you choke upon it. And then I'll be here, every day, picketing, with every news station, so people will know what you did to my son." She didn't end up paying that money.